This is for the Swiss Post. Do you think your being able to get into the e-banking so quickly has to do with your brand name and your trusted brand?
Well, we're doing that for quite some time. My mic is not working well. Can you switch it on, please? Thanks. So we're doing banking for quite some time within Swiss Post, and we're not a beginner there. What we did new was rather the mobile part, and also there, what we always explain to our clients, and also the people asking, well, you are a post, how can you get into digital things, you know? You are the postman on an electro bike and you deliver mail, so how come you are actually doing platforms and mobile and stuff? Thank you. And this is a very logical explanation from my point of view. It also comes across very well because 2.2 billion letters a year, 114 million packages, which are 18 million sendings a day, which is not much for some in this room, but for Swiss Post, that's a number where we are highly digitalized, highly. Otherwise, we couldn't manage our core business for many years. And this competence we just package into external services. And that's an explanation why I think we are also so fast, because we actually have the competence in-house for many years. Coupled with partners, that's a good recipe.
Okay, thank you. You said something before as well, Claudia, during your presentation. You were mentioning something like you're doing things, you're implementing those things, and then you said something like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, but you're testing, you're just, well, you don't know whether it works, but you're doing it simply. So does this new culture, I would say, this culture which is innovation, customer focused, does this also imply that the traditional decision-making processes, managerial processes within the organizations, which are dominated usually by business plans and figures and anything that's associated with that this is getting less relevant, that organizations need to be much more open for risk in the future?
Well, the whole aspect of risk in on Post, the innovation board is the executive team. And I think the criticality is more about, presenting the business case and, making decisions, whether it's positive or negative, making the decision and putting projects behind us. In the past, we've discussed projects and wondering would we try them, but the critical thing now is presented to the innovation board and let's make a decision, good or bad. And failure is an option.
Preston.
Well, every post is in a different position too, right? So Sync Post had great opportunities. Swiss Post has been known to be in the digital space for a long period of time. And we have our own challenges and opportunities. But the management structures, they're still applicable in our case, but our innovation channels, we've kind of created a separate process for that so that we can kind of streamline that activity, because the innovative, more nimble or agile activities aren't necessarily wired to that type process, which I believe your point is that we do have to have a little bit of separate process for the innovative things that need to move quickly. And so even in our structure, which is rather big, we do have at least a couple side processes to try to make sure we can get the fastest things done.
Great. Lily, Claudia, do you have a view on that? I mean, Claudia, you said
I think
something.
ours is definitely is because we are small and agile. The whole company has got this kind of culture thingy. Even our CEO actually issued every one of us a risk card, a small little card where you put kind of, I'm taking risks. So if you want to try something, just flash the risk card and say, okay, I'm testing this out, don't take my job away. So that's that culture that we built, yeah.
Yeah, I think it does take risk taking, which is probably different or even enhanced from the past. Although I think it's this double approach that the core business is bringing us the revenue, is bringing us the freedom to be able to invest, is basically with through their clients, able to pay our salaries in order for another part of the organization to be able to invest and spend the money. And this needs to be done according to the strategy, and I'm very much with you also. It's a strategic decision. It needs to be backed up from the top. And if you take the courage and you go into it, you give your full power with it, and you cannot afford to have internal hesitation. You know, at some point you have to decide whether to move on or not. So I do think it takes risk, but this had also been necessary in the past, as postal organizations have been transforming for many years.
Thanks.
You're all around the rest of the day until the reception, so